making this video in response to a video put up by our opponents yesterday, calling our work with students from 1 in 4 every 2 minutes and with the college's sexual assault educator, quote, dangerous for our campus. We want to take this opportunity to discuss in more detail this program, as well as directly refute Adam Rosen's assertions, many of which are patently false, including gaping misunderstandings, or ignore critical members of our community.
We inherited a student assembly that had never done any work on sexual assault prevention beyond co-sponsoring Sexual Assault Awareness Week. We immediately moved to rectify this situation by creating positions for 3 undersecretaries for sexual assault prevention, the most number of appointed students working on any single issue in the student assembly.
Students applied for these positions in the general school-wide application process, and over the summer we appointed 3 students, Katie Dixon and Carolyn DeProspero from Every 2 Minutes, and Nick Matheny from 1 in 4 to fill these slots. Katie, Carolyn, and Nick have been great this year. Not only have they brought a wonderful knowledge base to our discussions, but they've been able to successfully liaise with the organizations they represent. This has been particularly helpful during the creation process of our co-educational sexual assault discussion. After talking last year with members of 1 in 4, Every 2 Minutes, sexual assault peer advocates, and volunteers at Avalon, it became apparent that this safe space for a guided discussion about the root causes of sexual assault was sorely lacking on our campus. The fact of the matter is, approximately 90% of sexual assaults are acquaintance rapes, and one common cause is miscommunication between 2 parties over issues of consent. Our program aims to tackle tough issues like different ways people communicate consent, the impact of alcohol in impairing one's ability to give consent, and the role of power dynamics, such as between freshmen and older students. Having served on the Undergraduate Judicial Council, I can attest to the fact that this is a major point of contention during judicial proceedings, because more often than not, the dispute is centered on whether or not consent was achieved and how, as well as the role of alcohol as a determinant in how freely the consent was given. It is imperative that the middle of a judicial hearing not be the first time that students begin to discuss these issues. We seek to get students thinking and talking about it as part of their extended orientation before they're faced with enormous judicial or emotional consequences.
The program will also discuss other factors, such as the role of power dynamics and the role of male-centered social spaces, like fraternities, in contributing de facto to environments that are male domains.
This is not something we have slapped together in an afternoon. Katie Dixon in particular has worked tirelessly on the format of this program and consulted on this topic with student experts and members of the administration like Trish Hunsaker, the college's sexual assault educator, to make it as effective and carefully planned as possible. We hope it will positively impact the way that people understand their interactions and relationships with others. We are carefully crafting every portion of this program, from establishing a safe zone of group confidentiality at the beginning, to ensuring a comfortable environment conducive to a productive discussion, to putting heavy emphasis on anonymous questions from the audience submitted to the facilitators, and relying on those facilitators to helpfully and smoothly guide the discussion. The bottom line is that the majority of sexual assaults are heterosexual. It seems unthinkable not to support a program that enables men and women to come together in a controlled environment to discuss things like these issues, and those they might otherwise consider taboo.
But despite the fact that most sexual assaults are heterosexual, in his critique, Adam Rosen completely forgets the GLBT students on our campus who, despite heteronormative stereotypes that all sexual assaults are between males and females, can be victims of sexual assault as well. The issues he raises that creating a coeducational discussion on sexual assault could be, quote, dangerous for victims of sexual assault who would somehow be forced to discuss issues with members of the opposite sex completely ignores the GLBT victims that currently have no ameliorating options but to go through a single-sex program that, under his logic, would be just as dangerous to them. We've worked with Morgan Berman, our Undersecretary of Gender Affairs, to ensure that this program is inclusive as possible and that we don't forget such students.
Additionally, Adam Rosen's assertion that both 1 in 4 and Every 2 Minutes oppose coeducational discussion as, quote, the worst idea you could have, end quote, is patently false. Besides members from both of these groups leading the process from the SA side, the general membership of 1 in 4 and Every 2 Minutes have been included in the development process for this program, giving feedback, criticism, and helping provide direction. Far from considering this program, quote, a bad idea and a dangerous idea for our campus, end quote, The students that work in these vital organizations support the concept of a coeducational forum, which is why they've been helping us to create it. We're confused about Adam's assertion to the contrary and assume it is just a misunderstanding.
The fact of the matter is, the most dangerous thing for the student assembly to do regarding sexual assault prevention on campus is to do nothing at all. Adam Rosen, confident in cutting down the program we've been working on with members of 1 in 4 every 2 minutes and the college's Office of Sexual Assault Prevention and Education, offers no solutions of his own, neither on his video nor his website. We hope that, as a candidate for Student Assembly President, he'll do some thinking about what measures he would pursue with his executive branch, or whether he would simply not appoint anyone at all to work on sexual assault prevention and remain content with the status quo.
But this issue deserves more consideration than that, and by bringing together members of 1 in 4, every 2 minutes, and the Office of Sexual Assault Prevention to explore new territories in sexual assault prevention, we believe that we have done and will continue to do just that. Check out our website, valerieandzack.com, for more information about sexual assault prevention and a cornucopia of other issues.
Thanks for watching.